Well, good afternoon, and welcome to this week's episode of the Gator Wesley Bios. Today on the show, we have Serena. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me, JC.
Oh, no problem. So let's go ahead and start off by having you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, like you said, my name is Serena, and I am a 20-year-old grad student here at UF. I didn't really know that much about college football before I came to UF, but now I'm one of the biggest Gator fans you'll ever meet, so go Gators, chomp chomp. I also play the piano. I've been working here at Gator Wesley for the past 3 years, and I also work at Target.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you came from?
Where I came from? Well, both my parents are pastors, so that kind of makes me a PK squared. So I'm double trouble, I guess you can say. And we moved around a lot in Alabama and West Florida growing up. So I guess that's kind of my heritage, my roots.
And can you tell us about living over in there in the west side of Florida?
It's pretty redneck over there. They should have just let the Alabama line go down a little bit, included West Florida and Alabama. But I really loved it. I guess I would call Panama City Beach my hometown, Panama City.
Can you tell us what kind of early education you have received in your childhood?
I guess I kind of did the typical elementary, middle, high school thing. I was homeschooled in middle school, and that was quite an experience. Basically involved me staying home and watching reruns of SNL all day and hanging out with old people at church. That was pretty cool.
Sounds like you're very cultured.
I don't know if cultured is the right word. You know, I am from Alabama, so I guess compared to some people in Alabama, I might consider.
There is this sense of a culture.
Yeah, my parents made sure growing up that we had that we saw a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different styles of living, and just so that we would be very understanding of other people's ways of life.
And as you just mentioned earlier in the show, you did say your parents were both pastors, correct?
Yeah,
Can you explain a little bit about that and how they got started?
Well, my mom claims that she's known she wanted to be a pastor since she was 5. She had a really bad illness and she almost died. And so when she was in the hospital, she claims that she had a vision from God, and the angel told her that she should be a pastor. So that's a pretty cool experience, and she's known for a long time. My dad, on the other hand, kind of got through college and all of a sudden realized that's what he wanted to do. So, yeah, it's pretty cool having both parents as pastors. Pretty cool and pretty, restricting in some ways.
Do you have any brothers or siblings?
Yeah, actually, I have 3 sisters, 1 older and 2 younger. And then I have a brother-in-law who's been in the family for so long. He's pretty much my brother by now.
And can you tell us a little bit about that? What is your sisters doing?
Okay. Well, my brother-in-law actually is a Marine. He's a major. And right now, he and my sister are living up in North Carolina and preparing to start their own family. And then my 2 younger sisters, one is in high school, she's a sophomore, and the other one just started her freshman year at Troy University. So I'm really proud of her. She's in the marching band. Well, I'm really proud of all my sisters, but yeah, that's kind of what my family's doing.
So how was it like growing up as a pastor's child in that atmosphere?
Truthfully, I don't really know. Because I've never experienced anything differently, I don't know how it's different than how other people were raised. There were some times where church people were kind of cray-cray. And so there were a few people who would get on to me for maybe the things I would wear. Like if I wore maybe a jacket with a dragon on it, then they'd be like, oh, that's the sign of the devil. Or if I called my mom, then there was this one lady in particular who thought I should call her, Reverend Cook. And that was a little strange. But overall, it was great. I learned a lot of things about life and about how to form relationships with people and how to help people. And so I think it's really impacted me in a really positive way.
And we know, as you mentioned earlier in the show, that you chose to go to the University of Florida, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
And what made you choose the University of Florida over the many different universities in the state of Florida?
Well, actually, UF is the only Florida school that I applied to, and it was kind of an afterthought. I really wanted to go out of state. I was really passionate about going away, and then it just kind of came down to a money decision, and so I chose UF because I'm a poor college student.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're all kind of poor.
Yeah. And you said you were going to graduate school right now, correct?
Yeah, I just wasn't ready to leave Gainesville yet, so I looked for a program that would let me stay here another year.
And what did you choose as your undergraduate degree?
My undergraduate degree is in possibly the most useless major ever, political science. And my master's degree is in something quite a bit more practical. It's business management.
And what do you hope to do with those combinations of political science and business?
Well, I kind of doubt I'm ever really going to use political science. It was really interesting, but I doubt it's going to come into play too much with my job. But business management, I'm looking to go into retail management. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, actually, like I said earlier, I've worked at Target for the past couple of years, and I've learned the value of a good manager and how they can help people rise to their potential and get better jobs and help their families more. Because in retail, so much of the time, the people that work there are minimum wage employees who won't ever rise above that. So a good manager can help them see that they can move on to better jobs and they can supply food for their families and the things that we need, they can supply that for their families better.
And as you have mentioned, you are part of the illustrious Gator Wesley Foundation. Can you explain a little bit about what that is for some of our viewers who may not know, and also what you have been involved with, how you got involved, and when you got started?
Okay, so that is a huge question. First, we'll break it down by saying what the Gator Wesley Foundation is. We are the Methodist Campus Ministry here at UF. So we do a lot of things that a regular United Methodist Church does with our weekly services and a lot of the same liturgy and stuff and Bible studies, but we also do a lot of really fun stuff, a lot of missions, outreach, and we're a family here. College is one of the most lonely times in someone's life. They're moving away from their family, their friends, and they're starting a whole new life all by themselves. So we want to provide that community and that home for them. How I got involved was I was super depressed when I first came here, just kind of hung out in my apartment by myself, and a friend who I'd grown up with invited me to Gator Wesley, and I just never left. I found my home. And as far as what I've done here, I've done pretty much the whole range of everything from writing newsletters to planning worship services to planning fellowship events to going and speaking at other churches on behalf of Gator Wesley. I've pretty much done it all at this point. Also been really active in trying to train new people to kind of take over stuff, and that's my passion is to give back to Wesley and to God, the many blessings and in the many ways that Wesley and God have blessed me throughout my college career.
And how do you see your experiences with both your undergraduate, graduate, and also Wesley going into the future, going into the management style of retail? How do you see that going in the combination?
Well, Wesley has taught me how to take charge and to take responsibility for the things that I'm a part of. I can't blame other people. I can't throw them under the bus. At the end of the day, I have to say this either failed or this succeeded partially because of me, and I have to take ownership of that. Wesley's taught me that I can and should be friends with the people that I work with, and that's what makes working at Wesley so fantastic, is that these are all my best friends. I'm essentially getting paid to hang out with my best friends, and if I approach any job with that attitude, that job experience is going to be so much better. And Wesley has also taught me how to deal with people that are a little difficult. Maybe they don't know how to do stuff, or they might not have the best attitude, but I've learned how to better work with those people.
So what do you like to do in your spare time when you're not at Wesley or Target or school or anything of that nature? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Spare time.
If you have any.
Wow, that's a really funny concept. I create spare time for myself. I think it's really important to have that Sabbath time where you can kind of regroup and process everything that's going on in your life and just kind of relax and get back in touch with yourself. And so I guess some of the things I do, I go out with friends for coffee a lot or for lunch. I read a lot, and I watch Netflix a lot. Netflix has gotten me through school, probably. And right now, recently, I've been on this whole painting craze thing, and so I bought a nativity set and I painted it all orange and blue, and it's only slightly sacrilegious, but it looks pretty fantastic.
And with all that, I think we've got a good grasp of how you have been impacted and how you're impacting Gator Wesley itself. And we're getting to the end of our show today, and I want to thank you for coming on the show again.
Yeah, thank you so much, JC.
And in the last few moments, is there anything that you'd like to tell people that they should know, should already know, or that you would like people to know about you?
What I would like people to know about me, if you don't know already, I really, really love giraffes, and I would love to get a kitten for Christmas. Hint, hint to anybody listening. But thank you so much, JC, for having me. This has been an absolute pleasure, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. And this has been the Gator Wesley Bios, produced by James Jordan and produced on location at the Gator Wesley Foundation, which is a campus ministry of the United Methodist Church that services the University of Florida and the Santa Fe College. Tune in next time when we have more stories, more people, and more Gator Wesley Bios. Thank you and good day.